This episode, sponsored by Vincero.
Now, famed philosopher Homer Simpson was once quoted as saying, "To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems." And while that's certainly still true, in recent times there have been a few more examples outside of alcohol that would definitely be considered the cause of and solution to all of life's problems. Most notably, memes and social media. Both of them have certainly caused a plethora of problems, actual serious problems in our modern era, but they also have the ability to make us laugh when we're feeling low and find comfort in the wake of tragedy.
Two recent examples of these social shareables going viral come in direct response to serious issues, but were crazy enough to take people's minds off of the more general arguments for a moment and allow us to just laugh at how absurd some people are. Earlier this week, as our country was in mourning thanks to 3 mass shootings in the span of a week, the standard back and forth battle online between people who think there should be at least some level of gun control in this country and people who simply will not accept any changes to current policy was, of course, already stirring online. Typically, you see the same examples given over and over and over again from both sides regarding why they're clearly in the right on this particular subject. But this time, it was different because someone finally was able to provide a compelling argument in favor of keeping the government away from putting any kind of restrictions on assault rifles.
Yeah, this was a statement that took people by surprise because of how compelling it was. And it's a statement that any normal person living in America could sympathize with. An army of feral hogs are coming to kill you and everyone you care about, and unless you've got a weapon that can fire multiple rounds in just a few short seconds, you'll be left completely helpless as they swarm your property like bees, destroying everything you care about, including your children.
They go through bone like butter.
This whole feral hogs thing originally kicked off on Twitter because of course it did. And it originated through a tweet from a musician named Jason Isbell who posted, "If you're on here arguing the definition of assault weapons today, you are part of the problem. You know what an assault weapon is, and you know you don't need one." Which again, standard reaction after tragedies like this.
I believe that guy's like a country singer too.
Yes, he is.
He's not one of these city slicker singers. But yeah, then here comes old Willie McNabb, a husband, a father, a Christian, a libertarian Pearl Jam fan from Arkansas with the slam dunk tweet, which finally and definitively proved the practicality of assault weapon ownership. Legit question for rural Americans. How do I kill the 30 to 50 feral hogs that run into my yard within 3 to 5 minutes while my small kids play?
Wow. Airtight.
It opened
my eyes.
Yeah, he needs that gun. Now, of course, this opened the floodgates of criticism from people who we would assume don't reside in the more rural, hog-infested parts of this country.
Otherwise, they'd be up on all of this and it wouldn't have surprised them at all.
Don't talk about banning guns unless you've got 30 to 50 wild hogs swarming your yard every time you let your kids out to play.
Damn.
That's a lot of fucking clap emojis. I hope it fit. Still, the responses were funny. And the whole thing really brought out the creativity of people online, allowing them to take their mind off of the problems that our country's facing and focus on shitposting instead. Here are some examples.
I take a long drag from my cigarette as I stare out of my foxhole, hollow-eyed at the tree line. The distant sounds of oinking coming nearer and nearer as the sun sets. The cold steel of my AR-15, the only thing that stands between those hogs and my kids behind me. A smell of pig shit wafts on the breeze as I load the 5.56 millimeter into my magazines. Claymore line forward positions, ready for those pink bastards to come at me. As the sun goes down, the oinking comes closer, trees rustling in the summer heat. A flare goes up and my blood runs cold. 30 to 50 screaming Viet hogs rush my position, blowing those damn whistles and making an ungodly racket. I unload magazine as little Susie mans the Medusa. Hot casings fill our foxholes as little Johnny calls in fast movers to nape the tree line. Still, they don't stop. The pigs just keep on coming as I am forced to use my bayonet on the slippery hams. Little Susie is hit and dragged off as Johnny calls a broken arrow. Hueys rain rocket fire all around us as A4s drop 500-pound bombs. I don't know how long we fought, but it seemed like an eternity. As the sun rose and exposed the dead and dying bodies of dozens of feral hogs, I gathered my family and readied for another night of hell. My gun and me, the only thing standing in the way of those twisty-tailed beasts. Because pest control never changes.
Wow.
Now, if you'd like to see the source of that, Apocalypse Now is returning to theaters at some point towards the end of the month.
Is it the Redux version or the standard
Everything's been replaced by feral hogs. It's by the same company that's redoing Sonic.
I mean, I do love the smell of bacon in the morning. Here's another one. I am a 30 to 50 feral hogs seeking a yard with unsupervised small children to run into within 3 to 5 minutes. Just a little personal ad from 30 to 50 feral hogs.
I've got 99 problems, and feral hogs are 30 to 50 of them.
Ladies, if he never texts back, never apologizes, cannot be brought down by small arms fire, stampedes at your small kids, he's not your man. He's 30 to 50 feral hogs.
Take me down to the Paradise City where the hogs are feral and there's 3250.
It seems today's kids would rather hear about 30 to 50 feral hogs than the 30 to 50 days Jesus spent going hog wild in the desert.
They need to put their face in a book, but only one book, the good book. All those other books, you get rid of them. But all of this memery takes away from that man's initial point. What the hell do you do when those hogs run wild on you? Is this an actual problem in the United States? Okay, well, first off, a frantic person grabbing an assault rifle in an attempt to mow down 30 to 50 feral hogs in his yard that is, by his own admission, also occupied by small children could potentially put those children in danger of being caught in the crossfire.
No, you don't understand. He goes to the range once a month. He's a crack shot. He's got this.
A responsible gun owner. Now, 30 to 50, it's a hell of a lot of feral hogs in one area. That's a lot of shooting at animals that will more than likely run around frantically once shots start ringing out.
Now, they don't die quick.
Giving this man the benefit of the doubt, though, we assumed that the first step would be getting the kids to safety so that he could then commence the hog war. But then the kids would already be safe inside what we assume would be a hog-proof house, automobile, or barn. So I don't know.
Are you just gonna let those hogs surround your home and dry you out?
Make you look like a bitch?
Yeah. Now, having said that, feral hogs actually are a big problem in this country, according to the plethora of news articles that popped up in reaction to the initial tweet, with headlines like, think 30 to 50 feral hogs is a joke? Millions more are rampaging across the U.S. And the 30 to 50 feral hogs guy actually had a point.
Yeah.
Here are some facts. Feral hogs are an epidemic. They invaded our country thanks to the fucking Spanish and the people who speak it. They're destroying the economy, and they're trashing everything they touch. If that statement was a bit too Tucker Carlson for you, allow us to further explain. Feral hogs are not native to North America.
They're an invasive species.
Yeah, they were brought here in the 16th century by explorers from Spain who just had to pack a lunch.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know what kind of food we're gonna find there, but I love eating some delicious sweet hams.
Yes.
So yeah, they brought a bunch of hogs over. The hogs, they escaped, of course. They then spread across the southern states. Their population continued to grow. And now there are around 6 million feral hogs in at least 39 states. They can grow as big as 4 feet tall, over 6 feet in length, and they can weigh up to 220 pounds.
You don't want those things going hog wild on you.
No.
Also, the population ballooned in the 80s when they started breeding feral hogs specifically for hunting expeditions.
Yeah,
and that's also
who could have guessed?
That's also how they got spread further and further around the country. So they actually almost tripled in population because of hunting exclusively.
Cool. I was told hunting had the opposite effect, but anyway, yeah. The hogs, the 6 million hogs, they destroy a shitload of property, agriculture, and they will kill other animals like livestock and reptiles.
But
These are facts.
Do they kill people, though? Well, yes. Yes, they do. And you expected us to say, no, they didn't.
They've got blood on their hoofs.
And their snouts.
Yeah.
And once they get one smell of human flesh, they're thirsty for more.
I heard a hungry hog can smell a drop of human blood from 6 miles away.
So yeah, they actually kill people, okay? We're all on the same page here, right? According to a very specific report from the University of Nebraska titled Wild Pig Attacks on Humans, there have been deaths directly caused by feral hogs.
Well, there you go. Let's load up, guys.
We're out of here.
Dun dun.
But okay, yeah, we'll just read directly from the study. Only 4 fatal wild pig attacks have ever been reported in the United States. 3 of these resulting from attacks by wounded animals during hunting circumstances.
Oh, okay.
Thought it'd be more, but 4 is not nothing.
It's 4 out of 6 million. Pretty low, I think. I'm no statistician.
They add that the most recent occurrence of death by feral hog happened 23 years ago. So not exactly happening all the time.
That's a great band name.
They also...
Death by hog.
They also add that wild pigs normally show little to no aggression toward man and typically try to flee when they encounter humans.
Oh, like all animals?
Pretty much. So it doesn't really seem like anyone has anything to worry about. And even if you did try to fight off a bunch of feral hogs with an assault rifle, according to a lot of people, it wouldn't do much because hunters actually recommend a higher caliber bullet than what's used in the AR-15. because these hogs, they have very thick hides that make it harder for smaller caliber bullets to fully penetrate and result in the death of the hog. You're just gonna piss it off.
They got built-in body armor.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, if we're doing bullet math, like 3 or 4 rounds from my AR-15, that's about equal to what these snobs in the hunting community say I should be using. So apples to apples.
I'm just terrified that these feral hogs have evolved to have skin that stops our human bullets.
Yeah, and more are born every day. So yeah, okay, feral hogs are a problem, but mostly for crops. I mean, they have killed people, but only 4 total in the United States in all of history, and 3 of them were people actively hunting them, not the result of some random gang of hogs attacking them and their kids. An AR-15 wouldn't be the best weapon to use against them anyway, and you'd be putting anyone nearby at greater risk by trying to fight the hog mob. And in conclusion, it's the dumbest excuse for owning an assault rifle that we've seen yet.
Yeah.
It did make for a good time on Twitter, though.
Yeah, it sure did.
Some great memes.
Didn't you have a personal experience with wild hogs?
In my early days post-college, I worked as a logger and transcriber on a Discovery Channel.
Did they call you the hogger logger?
No, I wish they did. Yeah, it was a show called Hogs Gone Wild. It aired for 1 season. It was crap. But I did watch hours of footage of people whose job it was to like hunt down invasive feral hogs and kill them.
Yeah.
And there was 3 different groups. There was one in Hawaii, one in Texas,
How'd they get to
and one
Hawaii?
in Florida.
The conquistadors, once again?
I believe it was I think pigs may have been in Hawaii longer than in the U.S.
Well, as we know, they're avid swimmers, so.
But yeah, it was Hawaii, Texas, and Florida. It's teams of trappers. They mostly use traps and dogs. I don't think any of them did any hunting with guns because they're just if you miss, they run away. We're trying to kill these things here, so you got to be it take a lot more planning and strategy and whatnot. But yeah, interesting show. They completely the footage. I was like, oh, this is cool, but it's very boring and no one's gonna care about it. So the people in charge, they took the footage and made it ridiculous. It was just hogs are coming to your door, 30 to 50 of them.
Yeah.
They're breaking it down.
Yeah.
Where are your kids tonight?
In that Nebraska report, it was basically despite the media's clamoring that these things are actually going to hurt humans, it's very, very, very rare.
I mean, it's the same as fucking bears.
Yeah.
Unless you are super unlucky and you stumble across a protective mother bear, you probably got nothing to worry about.
Yeah. Now listen, I'm not here saying that if I was face to face with a 4-foot tall, 6-foot wide, 200-something pound feral hog that I wouldn't be scared shitless.
And they're
much rather have a gun than nothing at all. But
their teeth are super sharp.
Yeah.
They'll cut you.
Yeah. Anyways, we certainly didn't expect to go so deep, such a deep hog dive. So before we get into the next story, let's take a quick moment and thank Vincero for sponsoring this episode. If you're out hunting feral hogs, you're gonna want to look good, and you're gonna want to know what time it is.
Yeah.
You'll lose hours out there on those hog trips. Vincero, they create exceptionally crafted timepieces at a fair price, and they have a modern and contemporary style that looks bold and professional. Get the watch built for a boss hog. It's time to step your game up and stand out. A luxury watch, it doesn't have to cost you a fortune, and you'll see why when you check out Vincero.
Every watch is manufactured and quality checked by hand before being shipped out to you, the customer. This is the kind of attention to detail and dedication to quality typically only seen with luxury watch brands that cost over $500. Well, guess what? Vincero watches start at a little over $100. Plenty of money for bullets. They offer 6 collections for men and 4 collections for women, each with their own unique look. With plenty of colorways available in each collection and interchangeable straps on all their watches, you are sure to find a watch that matches your style. Head over to vincerowatches.com/IT, enter the promo code NEWSDAY, and you'll get 15% off your entire order. Don't blend in, stand out. Again, get your Vincero watch, that's VINCERO, vincerowatches.com/IT, use promo code NEWSDAY.
We love our watches. We wear them at special occasions and just looking good at all times.
The oinking hour approaches.
Oh, time to get out there.
Load up.
On the southern eastern front.
Safety's off, boys.
Anyways, moving on to other viral sensations birthed out of detrimental situations. Meet Green Shirt Guy, who we all had the chance to fall in love with this Wednesday thanks to his uncontrollably hysterical laughter during a city council meeting in Tucson, Arizona. Now, the meeting, it was held in order to approve a sanctuary city initiative to be placed on the ballot for their local elections in November because the group that was proposing the initiative, guess what? They gathered the amount of signatures that they needed in order for the city to add it to the ballot. It's not law yet. People could vote on it, but still, there were protesters. And as you could probably expect, people attending this meeting, they were there to support it. There was other people there who protested it. And towards the end of the meeting, a woman stood up and just started shouting at council members.
Yeah,
Signs and, yeah.
As she shouts, the camera pans over to a man sitting directly in front of her and her boyfriend or husband. This man sitting nearby, he is bursting into uncontrollable laughter, like a hog, like a hog who's just been fed a delicious meal.
Yes.
Excellent work by the camera person here, obviously. And once the video was posted online, hashtag green shirt guy started trending, as well as multiple clips and animated GIFs of the moment that he lost control, categorizing his reaction as someone who's just so over someone else's bullshit that they can't help but laugh at the absurdity of it all. But who is green shirt guy? Well, his name's Alex Cack, and he's apparently a local comedian who is loving all of the attention that he's getting from the clip going viral. But he's also very serious about immigration rights and is using his moment in the sun to promote the initiative that the protesters were mad about, saying in a tweet, "In all seriousness, they were there to protest Tucson's citizen-led sanctuary initiative, which is under attack by the local GOP. You can help at," and then he links to the page where you can support the organization behind it. What I got watching it, because of the panning, it's hard to know what starts it. I can't tell if he starts laughing at the woman herself or the fact that the man that she's with just looks funny.
Yeah.
But then
he's got his big gulp.
Yeah, well, yeah, his wife gets up and puts up the sign, and he's like, "Oh, time to put up my sign. My hands are full." He picks up his big gulp and then tries to hold his big gulp with his elbow, and then it's very funny.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in the video. It's a very funny video at the result of a very serious issue, as is the topic today. But anyways, we have to move on. And over in YouTube vlog families continue to be really fucking weird news. A channel we've obviously never heard of, but seems to be pretty popular. It's called the Ingham Family. Even though we have a very distinct lack of awareness regarding these family vlog channels, this one, it just seems like your typical fare. Non-stop vlogging that shows off their daily lives with their young children doing a bunch of ordinary or sometimes out of the ordinary things, and just letting their viewers live vicariously through them. It's kind of weird to use your kids specifically to...
I don't like any of this shit one bit.
Yeah, but anyways, things got a little creepier recently when the mom gave birth to the family's fourth child. And being a YouTube vlog channel, what's the next step? You gotta monetize that baby. So they did. They decided to monetize him fresh out of the womb by having a lifelike toy doll modeled after him when he was 2 weeks old in order to sell that online to their viewers for the low price of $350. And it is a lifelike doll.
Like one of those dolls that women who had miscarriages get to cope? Is it one of those?
Funny you should say that, Elliot, because that's exactly what it is, and the company that they used to make it is a company that does that.
Well, that sucks. I hate this. I hate this so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is weird. And it really does resemble their kid in a way that is kind of unsettling, because apparently the whole point of doing lifelike recreations of babies like this is primarily for use as a coping mechanism for families whose kids have died during or shortly after childbirth. SIDS, it sucks. The family is using that business model, the grief model, to create lifelike dolls of their newborn living child as merchandise, complete with branded clothing and diapers.
Good to see YouTube still doing great.
And they all lived happily
ever. The cream rises to the top.
I get weirded out when people post pictures of their kids on Instagram.
Yeah.
Too much. I'm like, God, I don't know.
Also, there's you can pay extra when you order the baby, and you get access to a meet and greet with the family for tea time, which I would assume they're going to bring that child to, and the people that would be attending it, obviously not stable people, would bring the fake child that they bought there as well. So the kid could get lost at any point in time. I mean, it looks so lifelike.
This sucks.
Yeah.
I hate this so much.
Anyways,
how many subs they got?
A lot. And they get a lot of views.
Ugh.
If you're a supporter on Patreon or you're a YouTube member, we have a brand new exclusive podcast this week where we talk about the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, as well as taking all of your questions and talking about general stuff. You can head over to our Patreon. There's a link below. And you can sign up there, get access to all of the previous podcasts. Also, the links to our sponsors down below. But if you want to check out another video, we have a brand new episode of Tech News Day and a recent episode of Weekly Weird News. So check those out, and don't get lifelike casts of your kids to sell online to people that live vicariously through your YouTube videos.
Just take a cast of your private parts.
Yeah.
Keep it for yourself as a goof.
Bye.